back to King's Crossing. This is episode 5. Whoop, whoop.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
My players are obviously very excited to be back.
Hey, I was dancing. Come on.
Listen, okay, so I brought them back into a situation they were not prepared for, and their reactions from episode 1 very much showed that. So basically, Grunkle and Torvekek woke up as prisoners of the Lost Sons, shackled in a caged wagon being transported north. They learned the Lost Sons were hired to capture them for the murder of Freeman when they encountered the dangerous rogue magic user Wilfer. During the journey, the convoy attempted to cross a frozen river, but the ice gave way beneath the prison wagon. Grunkle and Torvekek were escorted off. Wilfer was dragged off. They were then nearly pulled under the ice into the frozen river when Grunkle fell through. But through some teamwork, they managed to escape, all surviving unscathed. As the convoy attempted to set off again, Wilfer was struck and killed by an arrow to the head, but not before leaving the chilling warning of "they're coming." The Lost Sons caravan came under ambush by what appeared to be desperate bandits. Grunkle and Torvekek were able to fight back before realizing the attackers were not bandits, but instead frightened refugees. The true danger revealed itself when monstrous creatures emerged from the woods hunting the refugees, their prey leading them right towards the caravan. So we come back to the Arctic woods that once stood silent and foreboding, but now echo with the sharp crack of tree limbs as monstrous creatures, we'll say, emerge from the tree line. Their gaunt, shadowy forms illuminated by faintly glowing eyes. Dropping to all fours, they break into a predatory sprint towards the caravan. The sight of these creatures sends a chill down everyone's spine. They move with unnatural grace, their elongated limbs propelling them like wolves on the hunt. The Lost Sons begin to shout commands to regroup and load up, preparing for a desperate escape. And this is where we rejoin our players. Now we are going to specifically pay attention to Grunkle and Torvekek here. Grunkle and Torvekek, Sir Gregory turns to you and goes, "Get in the wagon!" What do you two do?
Aye. I'll say it as I take my pitchfork in with me.
This feels awfully familiar, don't it? I jump in the wagon too.
As you guys begin to climb, I'm going to need a couple of quick checks.
Oh, come on.
First, I need a coordination test. And this is specifically because you guys are trying to maneuver around and do things at a quickened pace while shackled together at the feet and dragging a currently dead body with you.
What's the dead body?
I will need, it is a, actually I need to know first, Grunkle, what are you attempting to do?
Get into the wagon with my pitchfork and my dwarven friend.
Okay. Dwarven friend, what are you attempting to do?
Same thing.
Okay, same thing. Perfect. I'm going to need a coordination test from both of you at routine. Yeah, DM's awesome. Okay. Grunkle with an 18 out of 55. Torvekek with a 16 out of 47. Basically, the total chance is what they need to hit or less to succeed. So for Grunkle, he needed a 55 or less. You got an 18, so it's a success. Okay, so you guys are easily able to climb back into the wagon. I'm not going to need any more rolls. You guys successfully remount the caravan. Are you leaving the cage door open or closed?
I was the first one in, I feel, so it's not really my decision to make. It goes down the line.
I'm gonna close it behind us. I'm not gonna lock it, but I am gonna latch it, if that makes sense. Is there a latch, or is it just...
Yeah, it'd probably be like a heavy latch that kind of seals that. You guys climb into the wagon. To my understanding, Torvekek, you're closing the door and closing the latch.
Yeah, so? What I was asking is if the latch and the lock, are they the same thing?
No.
Okay, then yes.
Yeah, you are able to latch the door without locking it. You would be able to reach through the bars and unlatch it if need be.
doing that.
Yeah. Okay, perfect. Okay, you guys are climbing in. Easily able to get into the carriage. The wagons, you hear a whistle and they begin to move. We're going to step away. The camera's going to fade out up into the sky, looking out over the trees as a bird flies overhead. This bird circles the caravan. You guys could look up and you could see this bird hovering overhead, doing circles around you. Carwin. Did I say your name right? Carwin.
Yeah, Carwin.
You are out in the woods. As you're running, you're told that the Hunger Shades are no longer chasing you. These creatures have detected someone else's fear, a strong sense of panic, and they have turned and ran towards that. You're not sure what has caused this. Actually, are you? Let me get a awareness check, and you will be using your animal familiar. So we are going to be using a cut to Pickles reaction to that. Thank you, editor. You were going to be using your animal companion's bonus. So I believe it's a plus 10%. So when you go to roll, you will roll your awareness, and then in the base chance modifier, you're going to set that to a plus 10. And I believe I don't have it immediately up. Actually, I can check it real quick. Provides a plus 10% bonus to awareness test when scouting an area. Yeah. Okay. So I think the easier way to do this, just for moving forward, difficulty rating, you can just set that to routine, which same thing, it'll give you that plus 10%.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Okay. So just the routine?
Yes. The only thing I need from you is it looks like you are still 2 advancements over.
Mm-hmm.
Are you able to, real quick, take those off, and then I don't think that should affect this roll, so feel free to roll or do that first, whichever.
I'll roll first.
Okay. So routine awareness or awareness with the plus 10%. Okay. So here you got a 59. You needed a 59 or less. You got a 61. That would be a fail. Now I'm going to introduce you to fortune points. So the fortune coins here, you have 4 of them. It's how many players you have, which we have 3 plus 1. So we have 4 fortune points, and what you can do is you can use those to re-roll a failed roll. There are some other things that you can do with them. I put it in the Discord so you guys could see that after last episode where we discussed it. Would you like to use one of your guys' fortune points to re-roll?
Before you decide, Wrath is leaving out one specific thing.
This is true.
This is not like Savage Worlds.
Once you use the fortune point, it flips to a misfortune point, which then I can use. Any fortune points that are used go to misfortune, and I can use them. The thing is I can use them for enemies or allies. I can use it for any NPCs that are under my control. So it's not always a bad thing, but it can be a bad thing.
Wrath has made it roughly a 50% chance of being a bad thing. Every time one bad happens, a good happens.
Me. Okay. I don't think it's worth spending on.
Okay. So you are not sure exactly what's drawn the attention of the Hunger Shades, but you notice that they are no longer chasing you. They've turned back to their original prey, the refugees of that town you were watching. Okay. They seem to be heading towards the road. What would you like to do?
I'd like to follow them at a far enough distance to where I'm not concerned that they're going to turn on me.
Okay, perfect. Are you... Let me ask you this. Are you trying to specifically move stealthily enough to where they won't notice you, or move through the woods cautiously enough to where it's rough terrain, so not tripping over rocks or sticks or trees or anything like that? Which one would be your focus?
Definitely cautiously.
Cautiously? Okay.
Stealth.
Go ahead and roll for me a coordination test, and this is going to be routine.
Okay.
Perfect. 43 out of 54, you did succeed. You are trailing behind the Hunger Shades this time, so now you're following them instead of the other way around as it has been. You seem to be following them out towards the road. You get to the edge of the forest, right where the road begins, kind of this path that goes north and south. It's a rough road, but it's not like a paved road or anything like that. It's a roughly used trail. It used to be used a lot more, but in the ages that it's been, it's kind of fallen off because so has civilization in this area, obviously. But once you reach the edge of the woods, what you see before you is absolute carnage. You see what looks like approximately, we'll just throw out a number, 150 dead bodies of the refugees that you were saving from this town, laying dead in this roadway. You also see a trail of 2 wagons, a couple of horses, and some people out in the roadway. And they seem to be just kicking off and starting to move, heading north. What you also see is a trail of, we'll throw out another number, somewhere around 20 to 50 of these villagers, these peasants, these refugees, sprinting in all directions, some chasing after the caravan that's moving, some running out back into the woods, some running south along the road. And you see the deadly stalker hunters feeding on all this fear, on all these emotions, just lapping it up. The hunger shades are devouring. Some pouncing on the peasants, but you see the most dangerous ones, the bigger ones, turn and begin chasing after this caravan. It has become a chase, and it is just kicking off. You have a split second to decide what you are going to do.
Oh man. So I know that taking on an entire pack is definitely something I can't do successfully.
You are well aware.
So there's only a few of them that are following the caravan.
There are
right?
a few. Most of them, like, this is a large pack. This is a larger pack than you've ever seen.
Okay.
Most of them are feeding on the remainder of the villagers. There are not many left, and they are not surviving. A few are chasing after the caravan that seems to be pulling away. They've got horses and they've got wagons.
I think I would like to try and skirt around them and catch up with the caravan, and hopefully avoid being attacked in the process.
That caravan is about to take off. You are on foot.
Mm-hmm.
So exactly how do you mean skirt around? Just so I understand.
So
because they're about to take off. You might lose your opportunity.
Yeah. I'd assume that it would take them a little while. The horses would be spooked. So I would think that I would be able to go outside of the vicinity of the carnage into the tree line and kind of sprint through the woods alongside.
Mm-hmm.
Just to kind of catch up and
absolutely
get a better read of the situation.
You know the terrain. You've been in this land a long time. I'm going to need a routine athletics roll to see if you can traverse this terrain in time to catch up to that caravan before they really pick up speed and take off. Okay. You needed a 49 or less. You got a 39. That is a success. Are you wanting to call out any commands specifically to your ally?
Yeah.
Can I ask, what do you call this ally? Does it have a name?
I think for now I like the name Kestrel.
Could you put that in the chat here in the thing so I can read that?
Sure.
Thank you.
It's a kind of hawk.
Oh, is it? I know birds. I don't. Okay, cool. Perfect. Okay. I have changed the name on the character sheet, so that should reflect, and then I am changing the name on the token, so it should reflect. I will There you go. Perfect. Okay. You wanted to call out a command to, is it Kestrel? Did I say that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just have like a scout around the area, see if there are any stragglers of the pack or if they all seem focused in this area, and try and figure out where the caravan is going to. Just kind of send Custer out on like a circle scouting.
Perfect. And you call that out as you normally do. It's not vocal. So what does that look like? Do you have to like do some like Jedi mind trick, or what is it? What is the symbol, or is it nothing? Do you just transmit?
I think like a telepathic kind of like a mental thing. I think it, and then it kind of sends the message along.
Perfect. Absolutely. So you're taking off running. It doesn't make you stop or like have to do a interpretive dance or anything. You're running, and the bird ends up flying back to scout the area behind you. The hawk, I should say. I don't know if maybe there's some bird watchers out there who are gonna get mad at me. You take off running now. Grunkle, Torvekek, you guys are on this caravan. The wagon lurches forward. But you guys have been working together pretty uniformly so far, just in the heat of the moment, in the fight. I am going to give you guys a coordination test routine, please, both of you. Last time the wagons lurched, you guys didn't do too well. You didn't take damage, though.
You did say routine, right?
I did, yes, sir.
Okay.
Torvekek, would you like to use a fortune point to reroll? Sure. Okay. Perfect. First fortune point down. One missed fortune point to me. Grunkle, you succeeded. Now Torvekek, you've also succeeded. So the way this looks is the wagons take off. They lurch forward. Grunkle, you stand like a pillar amongst a storm. Just pillar amongst a storm. That's a saying.
I have my pitchfork, and I'm using that for leverage.
Rock in the waves or something like that. I don't know. There's a saying somewhere in there. Someone let me know in the comments. As you see Torvekek kind of shifts as the kind of does a quick rock but catches himself and steadies himself as the caravan starts moving, and you feel it start to pick up pace. These are heavy wagons. They're going a little slow, getting off the jump. But as they start moving, I need they're on the move. We're going to give a routine awareness check to both of you, please. If you will.
Do we have a choice?
Yeah, you can choose not to, absolutely.
Might as well have.
Okay. Would either of you like to reroll? You both failed.
No, and Grunkle would be taking this moment to say to Torvekek, distracting him further.
Mm-hmm.
You remember when I had my keg backpack and put people inside of it? This is kind of like keg. We're inside of the thing that's being pulled by bigger thing. It's kind of beautiful, isn't it, Torvekek?
It's nothing like the keg, Grunkle. We are in cage. We have things chasing us. What about this remind you of the keg?
Because things were chasing us at that time too. We have lots of fun here.
That time you were talking about, you were chasing after small child while all of us are wounded and about to fall over dead.
Grunkle not really see difference here.
We don't have small child, we're not about to fall over dead. And you don't have Craig.
I'm gonna check my back to see if that's true. Is that true, Wrath?
That you do not have your keg backpack?
Correct.
100% true.
Grunkle's gonna sit down really sad, and he's gonna try and eat some more of his iron rations that they attach to his wrists and legs.
Now is not the time to be munchy, Grunkle. We have things chasing us that need to die.
I do need to know the chains that you are munching on. Which chains are they?
Let's see. I got my wrists apart.
If you're going to munch on something, munch on the thing connecting us to the dead body.
I'll munch on the ones that connect me to Torvekek.
Okay.
All right, so
Uh,
that begs the question: who's the dead body connected to?
Me.
I know who the dead body's connected to.
I'm in the middle, aren't I?
You think? Yeah,
Am I not Grunkle in the middle?
the reason I know who it's connected to is because when you went into the water at the frozen river, I very clearly
So it's
stated
connected to me.
that it was connected to Torvekek.
Damn it!
Yep.
Oh, my mental image was wrong.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't very clearly said, but that's when I caught it. Is actually when I was editing that episode. Okay, Grunkle, I will need a challenging what was that? A challenging athletics test to break through those chains.
That sounds about right.
Carwin, as you're running along the caravan, both of these characters have very booming voices. It is very quiet out here, besides the screams behind you. Both of these voices ring out, and you can hear this entire conversation that they're having as they're just being chased. Grunkle, you bending down between your feet and Torvekek's feet, you once again just snap and just rip the chains apart. However, this time no one seems to scold you for it. It seems the Lost Sons have other priorities.
Do they fill? Do those chain links fill my belly at all? Or sorry, my iron rations. Do they fill my belly?
No. Grunkle is hungry.
Grunkle remains hungry.
Grunkle,
can I use a fortune point to reroll that? No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
I'm kidding. It would be funny, but no, I'm kidding.
Okay. Okay. So you are no longer connected to Torvekek and Wilfer. Torvekek and Wilfer are still connected. Wilfer is dead. The wagons at this point are beginning to pick up speed. It's going to get harder and harder to connect if that's what you're attempting to do. Carwin, what do you do next?
How close am I to the caravan, approximately?
I would say, give or take 20 feet. More than likely.
Can I identify anything about the drivers? Like, are they wearing any kind of uniform or anything that I would recognize?
You've sent your bird back, so you wouldn't have a bonus to this. You're running. They're on the move. I will allow you to look, but it's going to take a check.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm going to need it's going to be an awareness, and it's going to be challenging.
Oh.
Okay. Would you like to reroll?
No.
Okay.
No.
So from this point, I will let you see that there are two. It seems to be two drivers on each wagon. I will say that you can very clearly see that one of the wagons is a prison cell, like built into a prison cell, a mobile one, and it very clearly holds a giant ogre. These are very obvious things that you could see.
And a dwarf. Don't forget the dwarf.
That's something you would say if you were not from the Rockar culture, because Grunkle is a small ogre.
This is true.
Giant ogre.
I will say the other thing that Carwin notices is actually from your bird. And what you notice is one of the members of this caravan stayed behind.
Mm-hmm.
They are standing out there in full armor, wielding a massive two-handed hammer, and they are facing down one of the hunger blights.
Wow. Okay.
That is what you get from this information.
Mm-hmm.
What would you like to do?
Can't exactly commandeer a caravan. I mean, I could.
Can't
Successfully,
you?
I don't know.
This is D&D, or this is TTRPG.
Yeah.
You can do anything. Split second decision. What do you do?
Split second decision is I'm gonna try and jump in front of the caravan and stop it. Just
That's a split
get in
second
its path.
decision.
That is a decision. Okay.
Not a good one, but it's a decision.
I'm going to need just a standard athletics roll as you dive in front of the caravan. There are 2
Don't get
horses
crushed by a
leading the
horse.
caravan, followed by 2 wagons, followed by another horse.
Mhm.
Okay.
Voice.
Okay.
Why did I roll a Solomon? I didn't mean to do that.
I don't know, but I don't like that you're rolling and I can't see it.
Okay. You are able to dive out in front of the caravan. You see one horse swerve and go around you. You see another horse swerve and go around you. And then you look and you see a fully loaded wagon full of cargo, 2 horses pulling it, charging directly at you. It doesn't seem like they're stopping.
Okay.
What do you do?
Hmm. So the
You could
horses
do
aren't.
something to attempt to stop them or anything you want to do.
So
this is
they're
where we're at.
separate, like they're not like connected. Typically.
The first horse with a rider on it went around you.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Second horse with a rider on it went around you. Now
Got it.
there is a wagon pulled by 2 horses coming right at you.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
That makes a lot more sense.
Yeah, that would be weird. They're just like magically tethered.
Just go around.
Yeah. No, I understand. I understand the confusion. Yeah.
Does anyone seem to have like noticed me in the in the caravan? Like, do they
The
acknowledge me, or
first
are they just
2 on horses very clearly
Mhm.
saw you and chose
Yeah.
to go around you and keep riding.
hmm
It seems from split second decision, the wagon is following them. And if they went
Okay.
around you, the wagons can't really go around you, so it's going to go through you. Is what you get
Yeah.
split second.
Well, I guess I might just try to jump on the side of it and go along with
You
it.
can absolutely do that. You want to give me another athletics roll?
Standard.
Routine?
um Standard.
Okay. Oh.
You need a 39 or less. You got a 50. Would you like to reroll?
I would like to.
Okay. Just click that reroll in the
Okay.
chat. Let's go.
Yay!
Good use of a reroll. Well done. Okay. Grunkle and Torvekek. As you guys sit there arguing as one does in the back of your prison wagon, you see out of the in front of you a strange looking woman. The refugees and everyone that you were just fighting running out of the woods were dirty, wearing like peasant clothes, very obviously, a beggar, villager, low born status. You see a very strange looking creature, woman, wearing a very elegant white dress, sprinting through the woods, leaping over fallen trees, just absolutely bolting. Just spit. It's fine. It's worth it. She turns, jumps in front of the caravan. Horses run around her. You can't see her. There's a wagon in front of you. You just see her grab the side of the wagon, swing up, and hold on to the side of this cargo wagon in front of you. She is now hanging off the side of the wagon driven by Radic and Jeremy.
Wait,
Well,
so
welcome to the company of the Lost Sons, Carmen.
You're saying that Grunkle and Torvekek saw this?
Yeah.
So Grunkle, this just seems like a normal, like non-ogre thing. They all look strange to me.
Fair.
We all act really strange and unusual to me.
Also fair. We had a whole conversation about short people's bathing habits, I think, was a topic of discussion.
Well, ogres are very hygienic and kind of have to frown upon the smaller folk.
No, I know. You very clearly scolded them for it in episode
Yes,
1 of season 2.
An episode every single one, I feel like I...
You scold them, yes. Yeah, so you see her just mount and hold on to the side of this cargo wagon.
Is the cargo wagon close enough that I could probably shout something to her?
I've established that your voice is booming. Yes, absolutely.
You gotta climb on when it's not moving, is what I'll shout at her.
Shout back, good idea!
I don't know, however, if Carwin's voice is booming. However, you are behind her, so her voice would carry back to you. So I'm gonna allow it. I'm gonna say she can actually absolutely talk to you.
It Dopplered back at me.
Is that the term for it?
Like the Doppler effect?
Sure. I know big words too.
I don't know actually if that fits.
Doppler
It's
is
like
not a
when
big
a siren goes by you, it's the Doppler effect, but I
Oh.
don't know if it applies.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, her voice would be carried back to you. That makes sense to me, logically. Yeah, why not? It's my world.
Do I recognize this lost son?
You have never seen this lost son. As far as you know, if they all look the same, it's hard to tell. It could be Jess, even though you see Jess.
Can I roll to identify if this is a lost son I've seen?
Roll to identify. Okay.
Like a
you
smarts
can give
check
me
or something?
A scrutinize check.
Yeah, I'm gonna scrutinize this because Grunkle's a little confused, but why? Standard?
Yeah.
Yeah, 6 out of 45.
Let's go. You have definitely never seen this person before, and she's definitely not human.
I'm gonna shout out, "Hi, I'm Grunkle."
Oh, I thought that's all that build up. I shout out, "Hi!" He shouted, "Hi, I'm Grunkle."
I'll clang my pitchfork against the bars as well, loudly.
Uncle,
annoying
do you know
Torvekek.
this lady? Well, I guess if you're introducing yourself, you don't know her. What are you doing here? And can you tell we're in a bad situation that you probably shouldn't involve yourself in?
First off, rude. Grunkle put dibs in the keg, and dibs had no problem with the keg. Grunkle
What
put
does
you
the
in the
keg have to
keg.
do with what we're doing right now?
Did Grunkle not clearly articulate that we are in the keg right now, going to new destination, and that it's beautiful?
We are not in a keg. We are in. Oh.
Sorry, new person. Welcome to the Lost Sons. We're not part of it, but this is Torvekek. He's kind of in the keg with me.
I'm holding on to the side of this other caravan for like dear life.
Absolutely.
Torvekek's just gonna
arguing
stare at the
going on.
lady.
Yeah.
Torvekek's just gonna stare at her, hoping and praying that she's understanding what he's having to deal with right now.
As you hang off the side of this cargo wagon, you're very clearly able to see that the two prisoners are just yelling at you and then yelling at each other. As a woman on the back of this wagon leans around the side and looks at you. She's blonde haired. She's got a single braid coming down. Her hair is kind of a mess otherwise. And she kind of leans around the side and looks at you and goes, "Hi."
Hello.
Where'd you come from?
Nice to meet you. Woods.
The woods. Okay, yeah. Why not? I'm Jess. And you are?
Carwin.
Carwin. Okay. From the woods.
Carwin.
Carwin of the woods. Yeah.
Yes.
Do you need a seat?
Where are you going?
We're going north. away from the monsters.
Yes. Okay.
Yes.
No
Yes.
destination?
Well, there is a destination. We're delivering cargo. Are you good?
Yes.
Are we having this very, very normal conversation?
Are you hurt or like need help?
No.
Oh, okay.
You need help.
I mean, probably. It's at this
Gonna
point she's
point
gonna
at the
look
monsters.
back and see that yes, you are definitely being chased. She's gonna be like, "Do you want in, or
In seat or prison?
uh, whichever you prefer, I suppose."
We've got more space back here.
Grunkle's
prison.
accommodating.
No prison.
No prison. Okay. I mean, there's room next to me on the back of this wagon if you can make your way around.
I want to try to do that.
Okay. You can give me a routine a routine athletics roll as she will reach out to help.
Okay.
Perfect.
Woohoo.
41 out of 49. You are able to make your way around and take a seat on the back of the cargo wagon. You are only able to sit and look backwards, so looking south. The prisoner wagon there, and then behind it, a horse riding, and monsters chasing. The hunger shades that you're very well aware of.
Mm-hmm.
The caravan continues, absolutely just running. I am going to need. First, I need to know what everyone is doing specifically. Each of you. Hang on.
Yeah, I
No,
know
I
what
got it.
Grunkle wants.
I got it. There. Okay. Sorry, I threw you in prison for a second.
No prison.
Okay. Grunkle, you said you know what you were doing?
Yes, Grunkle, while we're traveling along, would like to request, he'd say to Torvekek, if you are going to eat your iron rations, perhaps Grunkle could?
Iron rations. Grunkle. I cannot eat iron. I can work iron, but I cannot eat it.
Call yourself a dwarf. All dwarves
What
I heard
dwarf
of
do you
eat
know
metal.
that eats iron? What other dwarf besides me do you know?
Storybooks. Fine. Never seen. You are first dwarf I know. But if you're not going to eat your iron rations, then perchance Grunkle may.
Go for it.
Okay, I'm gonna go for the ones on his wrists first.
You already ate those.
Oh, did I?
Yeah.
Oh, damn it. Can I do the ones on his
You
feet?
did
one.
already eat those.
Does he still have his feet one?
His feet are still shackled together. Your feet are still
Okay.
shackled together, and he is still shackled to Wilfer.
Oh. Well, yeah, I still want to take advantage of the situation and eat his shackles between his legs first.
Between his legs?
Uh-oh.
Okay. Grunkle plants his face between your legs.
Mhm. Challenging athletics.
Yep, challenging athletics. Yes, sir.
It's not getting easier.
No, there's still just as
Critical. Sorry, that was loud.
What
of
does
me.
a critical chain eating look like?
Let me tell
Maybe
ya.
both his hands and
Let
his
me
feet.
tell you. So,
Oh wait, his hands are done.
Grunkle, as you grab the chains around his feet, you bring them up. Torvekek, you're swept off your feet as he holds your chains up and bites through them. You eat them. Grunkle, not only is your hunger satiated for the moment, Torvekek, you realize he grabbed both your chains and the chains connecting you to Wilfer and just bit through both of them.
Well, at least something good came of this. Thank you, I suppose.
Torvekek, your feet are no longer shackled together, and you are no longer connected to Wilfer, the dead body.
It feels good to move around a little bit more.
Feels good to have a belly full of iron.
Carwin, you're very easily able to observe just Grunkle pick up a dwarf upside down and bite through the shackles, and as he does, you notice a dead body just hanging off one of them. So Grunkle, you were doing that. Torvekek, he spoke for you. You were getting hung upside down and having your shackles broken. What was Carwin doing?
I want to. Can I still see like the soldier that they left behind, or have we turned enough?
I'm going to say now would be your last chance. You're about to get out
Okay.
of range. I will need an awareness check, and don't forget to make it routine because of your +10.
For our audience sake, is this the same guy, the hammer guy? Is this the same guy that picked up Torvekek when we fell in ice?
This is
Okay. I just want
critical failure. You
Carwin.
are not able to reroll critical fails.
Mm-hmm.
You try and tune yourself, and you don't see anything. This has not happened before.
Okay. It's a little worrisome.
It's at this that Jess will be like, "Were you with the refugees? The people that were running out of the woods as well?
No.
You don't look like them."
Not refugee. No.
Right. Okay. I'm just gonna. What are you? Don't just laugh. That's a legitimate question. I'm very confused.
Secret?
Did you just say secret?
Mm-hmm.
Girl. And we're gonna leave that there. That was great. Okay. The convoy of horses and wagons moves. It's at this that Grunkle and Torvekek, you guys haven't even been looking back. But as out of the corner of your eye, you see that Nithrandir, now I'm sounding like you guys, Neothrandir is holding on to the back of this wagon, looking over his shoulder, back behind you guys. He is attached to the bars, holding on for dear life. As your caravan has picked up speed at this point. It is about full speed, as fast as they can go. The convoy barrels through this icy wilderness. The wagons begin to bounce violently over this rough terrain as the hunger shades pursue relentlessly.
Can I interrupt you really quick?
Okay.
I'm sorry. Can I want to, if I can at all, I want to help try and keep Nia on. Oh, man, we spent like 2 hours today saying this name, and nobody but you ever got it correct. Yeah. And even you got it incorrect.
I did.
I want to like put my fingers through to try and like hold on to him to give him some support, so that if he slips a little bit, he won't fall. But I don't want to like threaten him if I can.
I am going to give that free. You are able to assist him in holding on.
Okay, thank you. Sorry.
So the hunger shades that are pursuing you relentlessly, their glowing eyes visible in the distance, but growing closer. The landscape is very treacherous with snow-covered rocks, narrow paths, and fallen logs. Now, no one has been looking around the caravan at what's going on. But it's at this point that you guys notice the caravan begins to swerve. And it's very obvious because you guys are getting thrown about. I'm going to need coordination tests from everyone. Standard.
A standard coordination test, you say?
Yes, sir.
Grunkle's saving Nyarlathotep.
And of course, I roll a fail, as per usual.
Would you like to reroll?
What do you guys think?
Okay, where are we at on fortune points? We got 2 left.
2 used, 2 left.
I've already used one.
With a 37. Usually when we try something,
if it's a 37.
I'm gonna say you should roll it, even though Daisy, we always fail these ones. I think you should.
Okay.
Go for it if you want to.
Shit. Surprise, surprise.
I did not think you were going to succeed.
I didn't either.
Season 1, we didn't. We always failed those season 1, I feel.
Coming up. It's the season of coming up. Okay. Grunkle, you're holding onto the bars already, holding Nealthrandir to the cage. Carwin, you're seated pretty well secured in this cargo wagon. As it throws you about, you kind of bump shoulders with Jess as you guys maybe like knock heads at one point, just kind of getting jostled around, but you're okay. Torvekek, you get launched into the air, catching air, completely lose control of your own body as you're just airborne in this cage, but you come to your senses and you grab the bars at the top of the cage and just hang and like hold yourself steady, so you're just swinging. You're good, you're safe, you don't slam into either side, you're held steady right there in the center. You now are on top of a cage, you're not on the ground, but you're safe.
Thankfully.
I
You think someone could help me here? I'm a little bit stuck.
he says he acts as a chandelier. Just
I'll glance down at Wilfer to see if Wilfer can help him with this, and then I'll keep one hand on Neanderthir, and god damn, that's hard. And then I'll use my other hand to kind of give a help Torvekek down.
Okay.
Do you want me to roll a brawn or anything?
No.
For athletics?
I'm going to need a standard coordination test from Grunkle to see if you can support both or help neither.
You said standard.
Standard coordination test. You either help both or help neither.
Frick.
Let's go!
God loves me this season.
You have massive hands. You're able to grab both of Nealthrandir's hands and hold them, and reach over and kind of grab Torvekek and lower him down, back down onto the floor of this wagon.
Can I whisper like reassurances as I go? Like Grunkle is just like, it's gonna be okay. Not gonna fall. Not gonna fall. Nobody die. Nobody die.
Are you whispering to your, like, are you motivating yourself or are you motivating one of them?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. No, I'm trying to motivate myself,
Yeah.
but they can hear that I'm like trying to not fail.
Okay, perfect. I'm going to have the Lost Sons roll as they try and attempt to drive down this road as, once again, no one is looking out, around the caravan at what's happening, but you've noticed that they've started swerving. I'm going to roll their drive check to see how they're doing.
So if I can add, Nimwort the gnome built this, so we're safe inside. It's everybody outside that should be scared.
Okay. How do I want to do this? Okay. I have to do another check. I do have 3 misfortune points that I can use. Let's not forget that. I will say that this is a roll for the monsters. We want this to be a bad roll.
So you rolled a critical the first time, and the second time you rolled a better critical.
No. Kind of. No, kind of.
It succeeded, then it critted?
This is what happens. Carwin, you have a front row seat to what is about to unfold as it happens right in front of you as you look backwards at the convoy. Grunkle and Torvekek, you have absolutely no idea what happens. As all of a sudden, your wagon completely loses control. As, once again, no one's looking out around the wagon, so you guys don't get the context of what's happening, but all of a sudden, the prison wagon loses all traction, going completely, we'll say Tokyo drift, as you guys fishtail this wagon, sliding across the ground. And as you guys slide, it slides one way, then the other. I'm going to need a challenging coordination roll from both of you.
Challenging coordination.
This makes me think of the Polar Express when they're like grinding on the ice.
I watch good movies.
Okay.
Okay, Grunkle with a Grunkle alone, would you like to reroll?
35 is not good, but and it's pretty early in the night to be doing this. I'll take the 81 out of 35.
Okay.
Yeah, I know.
Grunkle, you lose your balance and fall down to your hands and knees, holding on to the floor of this wagon. Torvekek, you were launched. Once again, slamming into the side of this cage. Grunkle had let go of you. Does a 6 beat your damage threshold?
I don't think so. It does not.
Okay, you don't take damage as you are just rocketed into the side of this of the bars of this wagon and drop back down to the ground. You are both on your hands and knees on the floor of this wagon. Carwin, what you see is you see the whole wagon slide left, slide right, and you see a hunger shade come sprinting up, getting right up alongside this wagon, and it goes to reach through the bars as once again the wagon slides left, slamming into the hunger shade, knocking it off the road into the woods, just tumbling sideways. And the wagons carry on. I'll let you guys know. I rolled an absolute 50 on a D100 to see if the Lost Sons would do well or do poorly. It was a split even 50 on they would do half and half when the Hunger Shades did something to the caravan. And then I was like, okay, that's neither good nor bad. I need to know what the Hunger Shades do with that. So I rolled a D100 to see if they would do well or poorly. You know, if they would succeed or fail on a split 50-50 chance affecting the caravan. They rolled exactly a 100 as a critical failure.
Oh.
The most critical failure. So yeah, that's I'll just give you guys that. That was interesting. Okay. So the caravan pushes onwards. After as Grunkle and Torvekek, you guys are on your hands and knees, completely shaken but undamaged inside this impenetrable cage. That's just acting like a bowling ball at this point. Carwin, you're on the back of this caravan as you and Jess are having a little heart-to-heart, and you're just watching this caravan just bowl one of your Hunger Shades off into the woods. What would you like to do? You still have had no contact from Kestrel.
Kestrel.
It's I had the wrong one. I'm sorry. I totally guessed. You've had no response from Kestrel. I got it now.
Mm-hmm.
What would you like to do?
I think, as rude as it possibly would be, I'm gonna fully tune out the lady next to me and just try and listen for my little friend Kestrel.
Okay. Can I get a challenging? Yes, a challenging awareness check.
Okay. Oh.
Would you like to reroll?
No.
Okay.
No, I would not.
That is 2. Okay. Grunkle and Torvekek, you guys are both on hands and knees on the ground. Grunkle, you fell to your hands and knees, and then a second later you hear slam, drop, as Torvekek lands next to you on hands and knees after being airborne for the second time.
I really wish that dwarves couldn't fly.
I never thought dwarves could fly. I only thought that they had very antiquated views on tunnels.
Don't even get me started.
I'm just saying, elves could make good tunnels. Grunkle's gonna be pulling himself up. Elves could make good tunnels with roots. It'd be organic. You don't need stone. Is that Wrath's drinking game? Grunkle mentions tunnels. Did you drink?
Yeah, every time you mention drinking, or every time you mention tunnels, I have to drink.
It just looked like you took a sip, and then I mentioned it again, took another sip, and then no.
I don't know, but I might. I'm just saying. I might put out a Patreon post turning King's Crossing into a drinking game one episode. We'll see. Like we hit
That'd
a certain
be very
goal.
easy to make.
We hit a certain goal and we turn King's Crossing up like one King's Crossing episode into a drinking game.
What do you mean?
Yeah, tell me what you mean.
It's only where Grunkle exists.
Thankfully, we have a break coming up between episodes, and I will be able to refill. So, but we'll find out. Find out on Patreon. We'll see. Anyways, continue. So Grunkle, you're collecting yourself. You're getting up Torvekek.
And I want to help Torvekek if I can, because he's a yeah.
What about me?
Are you wanting to stay on the ground, or are you wanting to get up?
No, I'm obviously wanting to get up.
Okay.
You struggle with being up, and so if you need a hand.
I'm going. Why do we keep flying? I'm a dwarf. I'm not supposed to fly, but apparently I can. Can we please not do this anymore?
No promises. Grunkle wants to bellow out for everybody. Everybody good. Lost sons.
That's a good question. Let's see.
And I want to look for my buddy I was holding on, and if I can. I don't like that roll.
You can see that roll?
No, I can't. I just know I don't like it.
You wouldn't like it if you could see it either.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. I don't like that roll.
Okay. You call out if any of the Lost Sons, Lost Sons, are we good? And as you do, it's at this point that Grunkle, you're looking out for it. So you'll notice it first.
She better not be piddling on your couch.
She's making a bed on my couch.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Grunkle, you'll notice it first as no, you're okay, do your thing. Looking around, you'll first look to the front, to the north, where the front of the caravan, and you will see very clearly a hunger shade crawling up on top of the cargo wagon. And you'll turn, just being like, Lost Sons, are we good? And to the back, you see that Neil Thrandir is holding on with one arm and just getting dragged in the wind behind this prison wagon.
Can I help Neil Thandir?
Sure.
Damn it. That's still not right. Say it one more time.
Neil Thrandir.
Neil Thrandir.
Yeah.
Okay, Neil Thrandir.
Easy. I don't know why anyone would ever struggle with that.
Yeah, well, I haven't really had like a heart-to-heart coffee conversation with him, so I don't know. So
Only
Neil
says.
Thrandir is the one that I want to reach out and try and grab on, and then I'll say something. I just want to shout out You got something on cargo.
You shout that out to Neil Thrandir?
I want to. Well, I mean, I'm like the intercom system, so I just want to shout that out as loud as I can while trying to grab onto Neil Thrandir.
Okay. I'll pitch it to Torvekek first before we head over to the cargo wagon. What are you doing?
I guess I'm just getting ready to fend off the things that are coming for us.
Perfect. Give me a routine awareness check.
Okay.
If I can add for a moment,
I guess.
Grunkle probably dropped his pitchfork at this point. I think logically.
Why?
So
Why
if anybody
is
needed one.
every time I try to do something cool?
Torvekek, I believe you were unarmed because you had stabbed your piece of metal through a body when you came out. So there is a pitchfork discarded on the floor of your wagon right now. If you needed to pick up a weapon, you did roll a an 85 out of 52 on your awareness check. Would you like to re-roll? You have a higher than 50% chance of success.
What do you guys think?
I mean, I question it when it's a 30, like 30s range or 40s,
But he did
yeah,
succeed
52.
on the 30%.
Yeah, but 37% is kind of garbage. So, 52, I would say we have one more fortune point.
You do have one more.
We got
I currently have a roll for the Lost Sons right before his that I rolled. But I have 3, potentially 4 uses if I need to use one.
yeah, I mean, it's good odds if you feel you want to roll it, go for it.
Daisy. She's still
I,
there.
I say go with your intuition. Go with your gut.
Alright,
If you think this is a good awareness check to make success, then go for it.
Hey, barely. Fucking barely.
My man, Torvekek killing it. Okay, Torvekek, looking around, you actually start to realize what's happening around the wagon. You see that there are not only 2 of these monsters absolutely dog sprinting after this caravan coming up on your ass. Right, just swinging and missing the horse that Sir Gregory is riding. You turn and you see one running right alongside the wagon in the woods. So like 10, maybe 15 feet away in the woods, running this way, right alongside, looking at you. Just running, sprinting ahead. It's at this point you see it reach out and throw its arm, and you see these shards shoot out from its arm. And with your success on your awareness check, you're going to be able to see these shards slam into the ground, creating an ice patch. You're going to have advantage basically on this check as the wagon begins to once again drift across this ice patch. Grunkle, you will not. I'm going to need a coordination check from Torvekek and Grunkle. However, Torvekek, this is going to be an easy check for you. Grunkle, this is going to be a standard check for you.
Here we go again!
Oh, calling it out. Grunkle, you've moved up to a routine coordination check as you were warned about it, and can take a quick second to prepare yourself.
Here we go. Here we go.
I
Here
got
we
a
go
46.
again.
Let's go.
Oh,
Okay.
We
yeah,
both got
yeah.
46s.
With
Dub
support,
46.
you call it out. You both brace yourselves as the wagon just slides and drifts. You guys just both, probably Grunkle just holding both sides of the cage, just like, no. as the whole wagon just slides across the ground.
Is Carwin just getting like they're like, oh, would you like a little bit of champagne up here in first class?
No, because over on the cargo wagon, the last thing you guys heard from the prison wagon was, "You guys got something on cargo." I think is the equivalent of what was said.
Yeah, that's what I think that's exactly what I said.
My memory is a steel trap. For anyone who knows me, I forget everything.
He doesn't have the key to the trap.
Yeah, yeah, that's the problem. Okay, over on the cargo wagon, you guys were given that information. I've rolled for what the Lost Sons do with this information. That roll has been made. I have 4 misfortune points to use at my disclosure. Disclosure? That's the right word?
Discretion.
Discretion. That's the one I was looking for.
Yeah.
What does Carwin do?
I kind of want to jump to the prison wagon. Because I don't want to deal with the monster at this close of range.
This is your problem.
Well, my weapons are ranged, so, well, kind of, but I just think that might be better for her.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Okay. You could make an athletics check to jump onto the other wagon. It would actually be routine because they're coming at you, so it'd be a pretty easy jump. It's a pretty big wagon and plenty of places to grab onto.
Yay!
Done. Easy. At this, Jess is like talking to you, and you just jump off the wagon, latching onto, you actually land over the top of the two drivers and land on top of the cage, basically grabbing onto it, and you're able to plant yourself laying flat on top of the prison wagon.
Okay. Is
And
the roof completely solid?
it's
Are there
bars.
any like holes? Okay.
Yeah, just bars across the whole top.
Mm-hmm.
As you flip around, you are now looking north. You're laying on top, looking north,
Mm-hmm.
and it's at this point that you see the hunger shade crawl on top of the wagon. It's climbing up the side silently, and you see it look and kind of breathe backwards. I am going to need a... I don't know if we've ever rolled one of these. I have to double check what it's called. A trivial awareness check from all three of you. I know what awareness is called. I didn't know what the trivial. Wow, okay. The easiest check we've done in this entire game in 2 seasons. And you crit fail. And Grunkle failed.
Grunkle can't do easy checks, only difficult ones.
Holy shit. It's all down to Torvekek. The easiest
Torvekek.
check
Come
in
on.
2 seasons.
Come on, Torvekek.
What is it again? Sorry, got distracted.
Trivial awareness check. Dude, this is the moment. You got to be locked in. It's all down to you.
100.
Hey!
He almost
Barely.
You were like, what, 3 points away from failing? What just
Yeah.
happened?
That's called rigged game. That's what that's called.
Grunkle, you're looking, your eyes are locked with Nealthrandir's. Stop. Sorry. Dogs.
I'll stop having my eyes with all Thrandiers.
Sure. Carwin, you're on top of the carriage. You're looking at the creature who's just breathed something. You could obviously very clearly see that something like some kind of essence came out of this thing's throat. I'm actually gonna need a check from Carwin because you might know what this is.
Mm-hmm. I was gonna ask.
Yeah, you might know what this is. Give me a lore check. Is that the right word? It is folklore is the word.
Folklore.
Yep.
Okay.
And
Standard?
for your, I'm gonna give it to you routine.
Okay. Cool. Yay.
Okay. You did crit fail the awareness check though. So, you know what this is. It is casting. I'll tell you in a second.
Okay.
Torvekek, you are the only one to turn and see that there is a hunger shade in the cage with you.
What the fuck?
It stands
It's me.
up. Right? It's not Grunkle.
I'm a hungry guy.
It stands up in the corner, reaching out its 2 claws, its crystalline body crinkling and cracking as it stands up, and it lunges, mouth agape. I am going to need a... Actually, I'm going to roll to see if it hits first. Because it could
That's pretty cool.
It could not hit.
Well, I've got the pitchfork, so that's good. At least
Oh, you
I'll
are
have
picking
one.
up the pitchfork?
I thought I already did.
My
You
pitchfork.
might have. I might have missed it. I
Okay.
apologize.
Or I might not have said it. I don't know which, but I got the pitchfork.
I dropped it so that Torvekek could have the potential of picking up, so that's not a good roll. That's a critical failure.
Okay.
You could tell because outlined in red.
I think that's what the red means, but it might actually be critical success.
It's...
That's
I
critical.
will say it's not a critical anything.
Okay.
I don't know why it's outlined in red, but
Because it's bad guys, I guess.
Weird.
could be. Yeah. Okay. Torvekek, you
See.
have an ability that gives you the chance to parry or dodge
Actually, I don't think it's the chance. I think it's just an automatic parry.
Yeah. You had the ability. Yeah, you get to. I need to know if you can parry this. On that roll, is there a button for you to parry, or can you not see that?
It says when wielding any two-handed melee weapon using both hands, any attempt to parry automatically succeeds.
You are holding a pitchfork?
Is that not two hands?
Is a pitchfork two-handed? I think
it was two-handed last time.
I think it is. Pitchfork.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the thing where if he
has that too. I was initially
a free
talking
parry
about that.
action.
Yeah, he does have a free parry action. I forgot that he even had this. You have an ability that makes it to where if you're holding a two-handed weapon, you automatically succeed your parry.
Yes, Dwarven Warfare.
Dwarven Warfare.
Oh my god, I want that.
I'm gonna throw that in chat just for everyone else to be able to see. When wielding a two-handed melee weapon, the reason we've never seen this is he usually has a shield and a single-handed weapon. Am I correct?
Yep.
Yeah, so we don't normally see this. You are currently holding a two-handed weapon, a pitchfork, but a two-handed weapon. You immediately parry this. That is amazing.
Woo!
What the? Huh?
I knew taking that would pay off eventually.
You deserve Gorthok the Unyielding. Why did I ever get blessed with the sword? Well, because you killed him.
Torvekek, you, Grunkle, you don't see this. You don't even know this is happening behind you. Torvekek's fighting for his life back here. A hunger shade is in your cage, reaching out, going to bite Torvekek. You reach out, you parry it. It dissipates around you. And I need you to do a fear check for me.
Fear check.
Below dodge and parry on the right side of your character sheet. Above peril and damage thresholds.
Thank you.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It's different from a stress check.
Just a standard.
Standard stress. It is a stress check. What do you mean?
Well, there's stress, fear, and terror, and each of those is a different level of the same thing.
What did I say?
You said fear.
Oh, I apologize. It needs to be a... Sorry. I'm going to erase that. Roll a stress test is what it should be. The first level.
Hey!
Okay. Good. Not trying to screw you over here. Okay.
Appreciate it.
It dissipates around you and vanishes.
Guys, we've got problems. They appear and could disappear. Just holding the pitchfork like, ah, shit.
Carl, when you're laying on top of the cage, you've seen what I will give you. You well know that it's casting an illusion. I didn't want to say that beforehand because I wanted Torvekek to be able to react appropriately. But you're aware that it just cast an illusion somewhere.
Okay. Was I able to see through the bars? Like what just happened?
Very clearly, yeah. You could reach through the bars. You couldn't fit through the bars, but you could. Yeah, very clear. You didn't see what happened. You could see through the bars, but you didn't see what you rolled a crit fail, and you were looking at the creature.
Yeah. Okay. Have they been able to manage the one on the other caravan at all, or is it like about to?
That's the one that you were just looking at that just cast the illusion.
Okay. So, okay.
You do see, actually, from your perspective, you just see the one on the caravan, on the cargo wagon that cast the illusion. And then you know that there were two running up from behind. And I think it was just Torvekek that knows about the one running alongside in the woods.
Okay. I think I would like to try to shoot the one on the other wagon.
The other wagon? Absolutely. Where you're at, you could definitely brace yourself and pull your weapon.
Okay.
Okay, first attack on them. Let's see how this goes.
Murder, murder, murder.
Do you know how to do that? I just realized you haven't attacked before, so we should probably make sure that you can do that.
Like that?
Yeah, I think that's a good hit, right?
Yeah, I think
Yeah?
that would do it.
Is that good?
I think that would do it. Critical success, absolutely. And then in the system, basically, your weapon has traits. So your weapon has finesse, just means that you roll, you reference the the agility bonus when dealing damage instead of your combat bonus, which in this case would hurt you. Your combat bonus is a lot better than your agility bonus, so you might want to get a different weapon eventually. And then it's weak, so it can only inflict moderate and serious injuries, never grievous injuries, which doesn't matter in this case because it's not that injured yet. But yeah, I would say
Doesn't matter in this case.
Yeah. It would be beneficial for you to get a better weapon eventually. But for now, this is what we got. You got a crit success. It can't parry or dodge. You can click that damage down in the chat.
Yeah.
An 8. I have not used any of my misfortune points. So you guys have no fortune points to use. You cannot explode that. And I will tell you this. As you position yourself... Actually, you tell me, how do you position yourself and attack this creature?
Well, since I am currently prone and it's a bow, I would at least have to get up, like take a knee at least to get the height to pull back the bow.
Okay.
I think that's the extent of standing up I'd want to do because I wouldn't want to like be too sensitive to the rocking.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. So you take a knee on this prison wagon, unsling your bow, draw an arrow, pull back, and launch. It soars straight at this creature's head. Just dink! And flies off the side as it hits it straight in the forehead. It, after finishing breathing out its breath weapon, looks up at you.
That's not good.
Over to Grunkle. Grunkle, you've locked eyes with Nealthandir long enough. I feel like at this point he probably got kind of awkwarded out, and he'll turn and look back behind him, breaking eye contact with you. What would you like to do? I believe you heard Torvekek muttering about something behind you.
Yeah, and I want to turn around and eat whatever the problem is.
You see Torvekek and a dead body. Which one would you like to eat? One of them holds a weapon. And one of them is a weapon. Dum-dum.
I actually, turning around, I don't want to eat any of my problems in this case, because they would frown on me eating Wilfer. And he would frown on me doing that once he comes back from his blood magic rituals. And I don't want to eat Torvekek, because that's just going to make him hate me more. So I'll turn around and just kind of walk over to reassure Torvekek. I'll like put my hand on his shoulder if I can. And be like, we're in the keg. It's going to be okay.
This thing just tried to kill me and now it disappeared. What do you mean we're going to be okay? There's nothing about this situation is okay.
You need to embrace the situation more rationally, because you're freaking out about everything. Look, Nimwort made this. He is the one who made this. We are protecting.
There's one of them in here with us.
Oh my gosh. Wilfer, nobody ever told Grunkle dwarves would be so high upkeep.
Okay. I am going to...
that we get out of this cage, I'm going with the strange woman.
Is she your friend?
No.
Do you think she'd be my friend?
No.
No, Carwin, you're not rolling.
Yeah, what are you doing, Carwin? What the hell?
Carwin should have rolled. Okay. It's at this that you guys once again feel the cage rock, but you're not drifting. This time, as you're arguing, you both of you very clearly see two hunger shades that have been sprinting up from behind you, jump and latch themselves onto the side of your wagon. as you guys are cruising along, high speed chase, they've dove in past Sir Gregory, who's riding his little heart out, his old fucking heart, the poor guy. They've dove in past him and latched onto either side of the cage. You've got Nealthrendir, who's holding onto the back with no stability. He's just basically getting dragged along the back like a fish out of water. You've got the two creatures that have now latched themselves onto the side. You've got Grunkle and Torvekek arguing on the inside. You've got a dead Wilfer. You've got a woman on the top holding on for dear life.
A strange woman.
A very strange woman. I'm going to need to know what everyone does as these creatures start reaching through the bars.
Bite their hands off.
Okay, Grunkle's going to attack. Torvekek,
Stabby.
you're going to attack.
Stabby.
Carwin?
Stabby.
Considering my last attack did not go so well, is there one even like in close range to me? Like, would I be able to attack with a whip because they're on the sides? Like, I
A whip?
don't know if I would. Yes.
I would allow you to hit either one of them.
Okay.
You could choose. I sent you some information about what you know about these creatures. I want to double check that. See, where did I send that here? Okay. Okay. Something that you should have known. Yes, something that you should have known that I did not note is that the more that are gathered, the more dangerous they are.
Yeah.
And in that regard, you would know that the more that attack a single target, the more that target is in danger. If that makes any sense.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't do a very good DM's job of explaining that, but you guys get the idea. Fuck off. I'm talking to the viewers.
That
Players,
makes
you're
sense.
great.
So can I tell like where the people are, like in the back? Like the guy on horseback, is he closer to one on the right? Is he closer to one on the left? It's like
It's pretty sporadic. He's kind of just riding, keeping up,
Okay.
and you can see he's very clearly looking at the two on either side that are reaching through the bars, and you can see a look of panic on his face as if, you know, he cares.
Yeah. Okay. I will go for the left one, I guess.
Okay, left is in left this side? Okay, so as you're riding forward, it would be left side. Got it. Okay?
Okay.
You can roll your attack. And whips are interesting. I think Wilfer actually wielded a whip at one point in time in this.
Oh.
Okay, 61 out of 55. That is a fail. And once again, I have not used any of my misfortune points, so you guys have no points left to spend. So, you reach out and you miss. Is there anything else you would like to do? You cannot attack again. I know we should technically be in turn order, but it's all right.
I want to send a kind of like a connection out for Kestrel again.
Absolutely. This is going to be a hard check.
Okay.
Awareness, hard.
Awareness. Okay. Hard.
Oh my god.
Hey.
You guys are coming in clutch with some rolls though. It's at this point after 2 fails, no connection, which has never happened before. You send out a signal and you get back an image of the caravan. It is flying overhead and watching.
Okay.
What would
That's
you
a
like to know?
relief. I would like to know if there are more that seem to be approaching, or how many that seem to be approaching.
You can
From
very
what you can
clearly
tell.
see 4. One is on top of the cargo wagon, 2 are on top of the prison wagon, and 1 is running alongside in the woods.
Okay.
You are aware that those are the 4 that are around you guys.
Okay. That's helpful.
Can I interrupt
Yeah,
real quick?
I was gonna say we're gonna throw it over to Grunkle.
Just as an FYI, if you have intimidation or leadership trained. Oh my god, that's the worst time to forget how to lay down. Litany of hatred, intimidation, and inspiring words, leadership are things you can do just as an action. If you don't know what to do and you have either of those trained, that's a great thing to be able to utilize there. I just want to mention that as like a little sub note. Rather than put up the actions, but if you happen to have either of those trained, that's a good thing when you're not sure what to do to send in as a backup.
Yeah, and they technically both of those things cost 1 action point. So I'll throw it back to Carwin. If there's something on that list that you want to do, I'll let you look at it. We'll do one of their turns unless you already know, and then we can come back to you and you can pop off one of those things if you find one you want to do.
Do you have leadership or intimidate trained?
I can't tell. They're both showing up.
It should say
Until, like-
next to the thing. It should say like APPR +10, approximately plus 10.
Oh no, I don't. Yeah.
Okay. I know leadership has a star next to it, and if it has a star, that means you flip to fail.
Mm-hmm.
Intimidation, which would use your brawn, litany of hatred, you can use that to try and inflict a penalty on enemies. I believe, I could be wrong, I believe that it lowers the threshold for which we have to harm them.
Yes, damage and peril threshold. So if you guys do physical attacks or mental attacks, both are easier to damage them.
So if you want to scream at people, that's always an action, and that can make them feel a little uncomfortable. That's
Okay.
actually Grunkle's go-to because I don't have leadership.
I'm not sure.
Okay, you want to think on it?
Yeah, I'll think on it.
Okay, Grunkle, what would you like to do? You very clearly, as 2 creatures stand on either side. I believe you wanted to attack.
I want to bite their hand off for food. Yes.
Specifically, bite. Okay.
I mean, I'd probably like grab it and try and bite, but yeah.
Okay. We're gonna have to throw that to a barehanded attack.
Okay. Simple melee.
No, barehanded attack.
Oh right, yes. Oh man, I'm the worst at this. Let's see.
Well, in Savage Worlds, it's the other way. You roll the skill,
Yeah.
and then you roll the damage off the item. Here, you roll the item.
And I have no weapons, so I would. There's no situation where I wouldn't barehanded, right?
Yes.
Click.
Well, unless you did like one of the other actions, like chokehold or something along those lines.
Yeah, no, I don't really think I can stun them too much. I'm just gonna go for the bite. Yeah.
Okay. Wow,
Fuck.
1% off. 1% off. That's insane. Okay.
They got the graspy hands, and I'm trying to bite, but I can't get a.
Yeah.
You went.
You do grab their arm and you bite, and you realize it's just like crystalline rock, and you cannot bite through this. Like a jawbreaker.
Yeah, that's what I was just thinking. Like, ooh.
I'll give
Willy
you
Wonka's crystal people. What will he think up next?
2 other actions.
Yeah, I'll go for litany of hatred. I just said that.
Before you roll, what does Grunkle say?
It's not really a say. It's going to be more of a guttural roar, where
Classic.
he just like he bites into that and lets off, and then just screams at them, trying to make as much noise as possible.
Absolutely.
Grunkle is not injured, so I believe I get a bonus to this.
Yeah, you are not injured. You are wounded, but you're not injured.
I'm wounded.
Yeah, Grunkle was wounded in the previous. That's weird. You should be at moderately wounded.
Oh yeah.
You were wounded.
Okay, yeah.
You took an arrow, and something.
So
else.
that should put me at a +0, I believe.
Okay.
That's
weird. Yeah, I checked your character sheet before we started.
Yeah, that's weird too. So it should be a standard at this level. I could be wrong. But I'm pretty sure that's 9 out of 49.
9 out of 49. Absolutely. Okay. So you roll that. Of course, I closed my sheet. So do you have it up?
I have the book on my table. I could pull out right
I
here.
was able to pull it up. Let's see. Okay, Litany of Hatred. You make an Intimidate test. Foes equal to the number of your. What is your Fellowship bonus? I believe it's more than More than 2?
It is 4.
4.
Yeah, I'm a cool ogre.
Okay. All 4 hunger shades around you, which I think you're aware of 3 of them, but all 4 will suffer a damage and peril threshold negative modifier.
Right? See? And meta, that helps you, Daisy. You shooting them with arrows. I just lowered the bar.
It's true. They're easier to damage now.
Ogre style.
Okay, ogre style. Torvekek, I believe you want to do attack as well?
Yes, I am poking through the bars.
Okay. Do you have
With
a preference, left side or right side?
Whichever's closest to me.
Grunkle just grabbed the one on the right side, I believe, I'm assuming.
Alright,
So the left side would be the closest.
Poking left. Hey,
Okay.
cat.
Poke.
Mm.
You guys have had some critical rolls going both ways. We need something good here.
Alright, so trappings and pitchfork. Standard.
Click.
Yes.
Yes.
There it is. Okay, we have a success. They get to roll a parry though. I believe you guys don't have anything that stops them from rolling a parry, correct?
I don't think so.
Okay, making sure.
We're main protagonists. I think that gives an anti-parry.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
Oh my god.
That was annoying. Unfortunately, it doesn't disarm you, but it smacks the pitchfork away. You are not able to stab it.
Man, how's it able to parry while it's hanging off the side of a cage?
It's got one arm reaching at
Hunger
you.
shade.
Hunger shade, yeah. Monsters. You technically have 2 other actions. Would you like to do anything besides attack?
Stab it again. Yeah, stab it again.
I knew it was coming.
Well, this is a good chance because you can only do 1 attack action, but there are a number of other actions. And I say this mostly for Daisy. I don't have the page open, but if you have a number of things trained, you have alternative actions. I think it's called perilous stunts. Like coordination is one of them. Oh yeah, you have it there. Depending on what you have trained, you have some sort of Why is this so small?
I'm sorry.
Can I disarm to get him off the fucking cage?
Disarm, perilous stunt. Takes 1 action point.
But what is the skill involved?
Make a coordination
Disarm
test.
is coordination.
Coordination, terrible coordination.
Guile is a good one. You can use that for dirty tricks, and you can make it so they can't dodge or parry. Knockout
is trained in leadership.
If you have athletics, you can use knockout. If you have leadership, of course, inspiring words. But splinter
They're
shield
not exactly
is one.
defenseless, so I can't really.
If you have coordination, you can do takedown to trip the person.
I don't think they're. I don't think we can trip them.
Yeah, I don't know if I would allow that.
I'm more saying so that Daisy knows if she has coordination or if she has athletics, guile. Those are 3 skills that you can put points into that would improve your not attack, but still able to use action point actions.
Combat actions, yep.
Yeah. I believe you can do an attack action, a perilous stunt, and something that's like Litany of Hatred. So you could do Litany of Hatred, takedown, and then attack if you had those skills trained properly.
I really wish I had my shield. What
would you like to do?
I'm still thinking. There's no cover. I can't run. Maneuver is not something I can do either.
I believe you can think on this. Daisy, I think I stepped away from you so you could think. Did you have a last action you wanted to do?
Can I do the Litany of Hatred, if it's untrained? The leadership role?
Litany of Hatred, you can use untrained. The inspiring words is not advisable to use because it's flip to fail, but intimidation is not a flip to fail skill.
Okay. Is it? Oh yeah, intimidation.
Not to interrupt you, Wrath. You were going to say
My
something.
only thought is Litany of Hatred is used once per combat. I just don't know if it's once per player or once total.
Oh.
It is
I
per
would,
player.
I would
It
think
is
it'd
per
be
player.
Same with Inspiring
Okay.
Words. You can only use that once per combat, and if you
That
fail,
is
you fail.
so powerful. You guys just sit there and all for just deplete them.
Scream.
That is insane. You could
the
absolutely
Jerk
use
Squad.
Litany of Hatred.
Okay, so that's an intimidate test.
Also, we didn't note this, but you have felt a sever in your connection to the veil, not to your creature, to the veil.
Okay.
And that was
Okay.
from you know why.
Okay.
You do know
Great.
why, right?
Pretty sure, yeah.
Okay. You fired your bow at a creature?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Well,
Just making sure.
yeah. Okay.
You
Standard?
attacked.
Well, yeah.
Yes, standard. Litany of Hatred right here. What is your current on your character sheet? You should have a it's not peril, it's the other one. The track, oh god, what is it called? Damage threshold. Sorry, the damage
threshold?
tracker right beneath the damage threshold. There you should have a damage tracker. What is your current status?
It is at unharmed.
Unharmed. Okay, this would be an easy intimidate check.
Okay. Even though it's untrained?
Yep.
That doesn't matter? Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Oh.
You succeed. 42 out of 59. You absolutely succeed. What is your fellowship bonus? So it's going to be the single digit number next to your fellowship.
That is a 3.
3? Okay. I'm just going to say it's the 3 closest that are able to hear you. What does Carwin say?
Well, I'm following suit in Grunkle's kind of war cry.
You've seen the
Hell
ogre
yeah.
just bellow out a war cry, and you could see the creatures shiver and tremble for a second. So you are in fashion, just on top of this cage, just let out a war cry as well. Perfect. The 3 creatures nearest you now have a -2 to their damage and peril threshold, making them even easier to hit. Absolutely. Okay. That brings us back to Torvekek. You had one last action. Did you decide what you wanted to do?
Yeah, I'm just gonna do that. The Litany of Hatred, but
You're
it's
doing
all gonna
as
be.
well? Oh my god.
Yeah, it's gonna be all in Dwarvish. So
Everyone's just screaming.
Grunkle. So I'm just making an assumption based on your image here, but Carowin looks elvish. So I like the idea that it's an ogre, a dwarf, and an elf, all screaming in their own guttural personal language, and the Lost Sons all speak English.
and they have no idea what any of them are saying, but it sounds hateful.
And none of you know what each other are saying.
It's harmonizing. We don't speak the same
It's
language.
harmonizing too.
But like Grunkle is like the bass tone. He's like, and then you have the elven like.
If Torvekek succeeds, you guys harmonize perfectly.
All right. What do I need to roll? It's intimidation, right?
It is an intimidate check. I need to know what your current health is at on the damage check.
Lightly wounded.
Lightly wounded.
Damn it.
That sets you at a routine intimidate check.
All right, here we go.
You guys have no reroll. Oh no! You guys sound atrocious.
No. The ogre.
No.
The ogre does perfect bass. Elf does perfect falsetto, and the dwarf ruins it. Yeah. I just want to clarify: 2 of us harmonized.
You almost. Torvekek, you let out this guttural roar and hiccup halfway through. It doesn't work. But that doesn't take away the effects the other 2 had. The 3 closest to you have a -2 to their damage and peril threshold. The farthest one has a -1. And the 2 closest reach through the bars. And as they reach through the bars, both are going to get an attack on each of you.
Just grab me.
No, they're not gonna get an attack.
Actually,
They can't attack me.
Why can they not attack you?
Automatic parry.
Well, they could attack, but
They could attack
because he's got a
but Grunkle's bigger.
and cuter.
I think they would both attack Grunkle anyway. Yeah, they're gonna team up on Grunkle for sure. Obviously.
You just don't want to get automatic parried.
Well, that they would know after immediately attacking you and getting on parry. They'd be like, this guy's blocked me without even trying. What? They see this big ogre who just screamed at them, and they are going to team up on him.
Hell yeah.
Okay. Grunkle, you used all 3 actions during your turn.
Yeah, I'm a berserker. I go all out. Yeah, my damage threshold's 8, by the way.
I don't need to know that.
Oh.
I need to know what your peril threshold is.
7.
7. Okay.
So I'm now imperiled.
You would be. Except someone gave me 4 misfortune points to spend.
Oh, so you're gonna
as I
blast
pleased.
it, yeah.
Does a 16 beat your peril threshold as this thing reaches out and claws into you, leaving no trace of marks? Torvekek and Grunkle, you guys both, and Carwin, you guys would all 3 see this thing claw out and drag its claws across Grunkle's impeccable chest. Carwin, you're aware of what happens. It leaves no mark. Grunkle, your emotions begin to get sapped from you as you just become sad and disparaged. What is your current peril tracker at?
If I'm reading this correctly, if it meets or beats the first one, that's 1 point. If it meets and beats the second one, that's another point.
Yeah.
So oh wait, no, I have this wrong. So it goes 7, 13, 19 for me.
Yeah,
so I'd fail 17. I'd fail 13.
Mm-hmm.
And that brings me down from unhindered to imperiled, and then to ignore 1 skill rank. And I think this is the point where Grunkle, if I'm reading this correctly, he would be kind of turning glassy-eyed and staring into this horrible void and saying out loud, I am Grunkle. I am worthless. I am not a good ogre. I failed.
But as you say that, a second one is still attacking you.
I'm gonna fuck him up.
You're not supposed to
Oh
say
wait,
that.
no. I'm not on my team.
It hits as well.
Alright, hell yeah. Get some damage. Explode it up, bro. Yeah, no, that beats the first one. Explode it.
Fuck him up!
I save my friends by letting you fuck me up.
Does a 15.
A Grunkle passes out after saying something like, Grunkle is failure.
No, you'd be here. It'd be 2, not 3.
I looked at the plus 12 and I misread and I was like, oh, well, fucked up.
Oh, no, yeah, it's the plus
Yeah,
12.
okay,
so
yeah, no,
19.
Grunkle is just muttering the same thing as, Grunkle failure.
Oh my god. Have you seen your character image?
Oh my, it's, what the hell? Did it, like, add a...
editor, put Grunkle's current character image on screen. Can I...
Holy shit.
Does this show
They've,
for
like,
you guys?
teal bathed me.
No.
Like, my character was green before, but now it's all, like, everything's gone teal and bluish.
Hey,
popcorn.
Mr. Game Master.
That's me, yeah.
When can my shadow go?
It could go whenever you wanted it to.
Isn't
Well,
that...
I was asking because I figured it might have been the turn order or something.
Doesn't it have a mind of its own?
It does, yes.
It does, but Torvekek, yeah, this thing has raked into your body. The second one attacked, also raking into your body. Grunkle is just a husk of himself at this point, just completely just desolate and void of any emotion.
Is he able to sob? Or no,
You,
desolate of motion.
yeah, you don't really want to sob. You just
Grunkle is.
yeah, Grunkle just is. And it's at this point, Grunkle, you are. I'll allow it. Grunkle, you can roll. Torvekek, you can roll. Carwin, you can roll. This would be a routine awareness check.
I thought you were gonna have me roll to cry again.
No, not this time.
Do I have my bonus?
You do.
Still?
You absolutely do.
Good.
Grunkle, how the hell did you succeed?
Grunkle looks because he's given up on life and happiness and helping. He is dead. He looks around to see his last moments of life.
I don't know that.
You don't know that.
Your character sheet wasn't updated with the thing. Can you roll it one more time? I'll let you keep your success. I'm just curious.
If you're wondering about the ignore 3 skill ranks, I have no points in awareness.
Yeah, it didn't like. So why did you have a 55? Oh, it would ignore it if you had it.
Yeah,
Oh,
it
that's not as
doesn't
bad
ignore
as I
the
thought it
natural
would.
bonus. What was that?
That's not as bad as I thought it would be.
Yeah, it's more of if you're really skilled at something, the more you get
Just takes
injured, the
away
worse
from
you get at
Okay,
it.
cool.
Um,
Okay, you can obviously keep your roll. Okay, so Grunkle and Carwin, you guys notice at this point that the hunger shade on the cargo wagon is also feasting on someone currently with their mouth wrapped around. You actually notice it because you hear both Jeremy and Jess let out screeches as they're just punching at this thing. Two creatures have reached the bars and raked their arms across Grunkle. Torvekek, you're standing there just now looking down, noticing that your shadow is attached to your feet, just writhing back and forth. Carwin, you're standing there. Your bird overhead is viewing all of this as the caravan continues down the road. And up ahead, Grunkle and Carwin, you're able to see this. Up ahead, you guys see a chasm with a single stone bridge going across it, covered in frost from the snow, spanning a massive gap. You guys are hurtling straight towards it. And that is where we are going to leave this episode of King's Crossing. Episode 5. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode. Huge shout out to my players. Huge welcome to Daisy, who is playing our character of Carwin. Welcome to the cast of King's Crossing for finally. It's been a while in the making, but it is here. If you guys want to see more of her, she will be back, as will both of the others, in episode 7 coming soon. We'll see you next time. Later.